I'm going to be in side control, and I'm going to have my knees right next to his body. Regular side control. Okay, from here, the biggest problem that I have is when he gets this arm inside my hip. Because when he does that, it's going to allow him to be able to push away and get back into guard, or make space to get back in the guard or half guard, or start trying to attack and escape. So, as soon as he gets his elbow inside, I want to control his tricep and his elbow, and I want to lift, and I want to turn, and I want to go to scarf position here. I have my underhook, I have scarf. When I come here, I'm going to bring my arm inside, and I'm going to grab his wrist. I'm going to pin his wrist down, and I'm going to step over. Now, a big mistake a lot of guys make when they step over, they don't control the head, and they try to buck forward. If the guy's athletic and he's smart to escape, he's going to roll with me, which is going to allow him to get to his knees, and then grab a single leg and take me down. So, the big thing that I do when I attack this position, when I'm here, I reach inside, I pin the wrist, and when I step over, I secure it here, and I pin his head like this. I want to bring his head, his ear to his shoulder. So when I come under his head with my hands, I grab my hands together. I'm gonna straighten my arms together. I'm trying to sit back and lift. I'm not really moving this, more like I'm moving his head away from his arm. You can see he's already tapping. Okay. Now if I do both, if I pull back and I lift his ear, I'm gonna rip his shoulder and I'm gonna rip his elbow up pretty bad. So this move is one of my favorite moves in this position. Now, if I get inside and I grab the arm, and as I'm pushing it down, he straightens his arm so I can't step over it. I step the other way. And I pin his arm down, like in a crucifix position. In MMA, I can elbow and I can punch. If I want to go for a submission grappling, I'm going to reach for my bottom ankle, my bottom heel, and I'm going to pull it over his wrist. As you can see here, when I pull it over, I'm already causing an arm bar, an arm lock. But to secure that arm lock, my top foot is going to come underneath, and I'm going to make an X. Same thing, I'm going to grab his ear, I'm going to grab his head, and I'm going to straighten it, and I'm going to make my submission. Okay, again. I reach inside, I push down, he straightens his arm, and I step over. I reach inside, I grab my foot, I pull it over, I make an X over his wrist. I want to straighten his head, and I want to make my arm attack. Next one. I'm inside control, he brings his elbow inside. I reach inside, I go back here to recompose. I can't make an attack, the guy's really tight with his arm. I can't attack anything here. I go right back to side control. I go back for my underhook under his head. I'm going to put my knee on his belly. When I do this, I'm going to bring my hand out and clasp my hands together like this. And I'm going to pull my wrists to his ear. And I'm going to step off and I'm going to turn, causing a choke here. Regular side control. I put my knee on belly. I pull my arm out. I grab my hands together. And I want to pull the slack out. I don't want there to be any space between his neck, his chin, and my hands, my wrists. I'm going to turn so the blade of my forearm goes across his throat. And I'm going to lift here. Okay? One very fast submission. A lot of times when I'm here, in side control, I'll play 100 kilos. I'll stay really heavy. And when they come up, I pretend like I'm going for knee on belly or mount. And when he puts his hand on my knee to block it, I step off and I attack it very fast, very quick. It's a very tight move. My shoulder has to stay close to his head, and my hands got to stay next to his ear. I got to be here like this. Same position. He gets his elbow inside. I grab the elbow, I turn, I sit out. And now, I'm going to underhook the arms, and I'm going to grab my hands together like this. I have both arms underhooked from side control, from scarf position. I stay here. I'm going to get to my knees. Now from here I have a lot of options of what I can attack this arm from an arm attack. I go from knee on belly. And I can attack this arm here. Again. I bring my hands together and I attack this arm here. I lift, I step over, and I attack this arm here. So I have the same side arm attack. I can let this arm pass here and make my seatbelt and lift him up to take his back. Always falling to my choke side to make my choke. I have so many options for side control. In side control, I get this elbow inside. I turn, escape the arm, put my hands together. I come back. I switch to make my seatbelt grip. I can make my Kimura attack here. I have a lot of options of what I can do. That's your submission of the week. Miguel Torres here. Leave me a comment, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the videos. What do you want to see? What do you want to see more of? Chokes, arm bars, leg locks. Leave me some feedback so I can know what to make next week. And thank you very much.